So, these paints finally arrived today. I ordered them back in before Christmas, and they were so popular, and for various reasons, COVID and everything else, when I ordered them, the order didn't go through because I think this one was the one that was back ordered. So Jackson's and I decided to wait until everything was in, and they finally shipped at the beginning of January, but for, again, reasons, they just arrived today, which is third week of February. So, I have Schmincke paints, and so I know the quality of it, and I like working with them. But when these came out, to backtrack, Schmincke has limited edition super granulating lines of paint, but they weren't really colors that I would use. They tend to be more in the cool range because they have like Deep Sea series, Glacier series, and Galaxy series. Now within those there are kind of more earthy tones, but it's generally more in the cool blue ranges. So when they launched these, this was truly up my street. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I love green, and I use a lot of green. And I just had to have them. And also the Tundra Orange, because I thought that would be good for texture, for brick, and things like that for when I'm doing house portraits. So the two ranges that they have, the new ones, are the Forest group and the Tundra group. And the Forest, each of those have 5 colors in them. But I'm going to start with these. I may get a couple more of the greens. I don't think there's no other, there's a Tundra green that, I don't know. I think it's kind of close to these other ones. So I think these are really good to start with. And yeah, so I've got them already poured out. And let's begin. So this one's Forest Brown. It's PG26, PBR7, and PY43. So let's see. It's like, I usually like to let them sit for a bit when I first pour them, but I wanted to get this video going because I want to use them in my latest commission because there is a lot of foliage. So you can start to see it granulating. Now of course it's going to be different when it's dried, but you can really see that. And I love that sort of texture when you're trying to replicate like shrubs and trees, and it's really gorgeous. And you can see the PY43 coming out, and a bit of the, what was it, PBR7? Yeah, also. But of course the green's the strongest. And then we have, just gonna tap that brush off a little bit. We have the Forest Green. And that's sort of like a chromium oxide green. Let's see what pigments are in this one. Sorry. PG19 and PBR33. So I don't think I've ever had PBR33 in any of my my paints, and I certainly haven't used it for making paint. So I may have put a little bit too much. I'll go over this a bit. Too much water on that one. So moving on, let's start with, let's go to Forest Olive. It's a really lovely olive color. Let's see what it does for granulating. Just put a little bit more top. And this one is PG18, PBR7, and PY43. So just a little bit different from, this is PG26, so different green. And really, these are colors that you could mix yourself. Usually there's PY43, it's quite common, PBR7 is quite common. So you could do that. I just like that it comes all in one package. And I'm not sure if they granulate quite the same when you mix them like that, but I could be wrong. And here's the Tundra Orange. A little bit more. So that's really granulating quite a bit. And I can see using that for brick tones, giving that sort of nice kind of brick texture. This one is not as granulating. There's a little bit of it here, but again, these haven't really dried. It's still quite wet. So I will post a photo, that's what I'll do, of the dried swatches, because I don't know about you, but don't really want to watch paint dry, I'm sure. So far I'm really impressed with the colors. I can see using them quite a lot in what I do. So, but you know, check out Schmincke. They're available at all kinds of places. I'm not sponsored or anything with Jackson's, but I do have an affiliate link, which I will put below if you want to order from them. And I'm sure it'd be a lot faster because I think they're all in stock now. Let me just check. Yep. Stock's looking good. So, yep. And for, I know Canadian wise, the 15 mil were about $19, so it's quite an investment, but there's also quite a lot of paint. I just wish that they had smaller sizes, just because, you know, these are kind of paints that you want to sample and may not use that much, or may find that you're not going to use them that much, but luckily I believe I will. So anyways, after that rambling, you can see the colors drying a little bit more. Up to the camera. Yep. So that saga of the Schmincke package is now over, and I can get to work using them. Anyways, thanks very much.